Good morning, everyone, and the 26th EcoOil One LaSalle Alumni Basketball League presented by Smart Sports continues with action here in the Free Agents Draft League. It's co-presented to you by Puso Pilipinas, also brought to you by Field Grade System, Frankie's New York Buffalo Wings, Jerry's Grill, Titan, Blue Fire LPG, and Star Margarine. Organized by Kings of the Court and Sports Plus PH in partnership with the LaSalle Green Hills Alumni Association. First of two games in the Free Agents Draft League. We're starting it off with Team James Stanley versus Hobby Port. And the jumper is up and no good for Gerald Montana. Hobby Port in the all green kits, while Team James Stanley wearing the white tops with green shorts. This is Diego De Paz bringing you the action to open up today's action. That's two misses there for Dan Mercado. And on the fast break, and it's a miss from Louis Tanyag, and he will head to the line for two shots. Tanyag airballs that first free throw. 0 for 2 from the line. Neither team getting on the board just yet. Christian Kabihe steps through. Floater up and good for the first two of the ball game for Team James Stanley. Montana going downhill, sends it to Tanyag. Lefty jumper is good for Hobbyport as they tie up the ball game at two apiece. Down to the last 8 minutes and 25 left here in the opening period, and Kabihe misses that heat check three. Baseline inbound here for Dan Mercado. Shot clock down to 14. Kabihe, another miss from downtown. Steal by Butch Trinidad. Counter steal completed by Gerald Montana. Montana fakes the pass and floats it up from straight away. 4-2 start here for Hobby Port. Trinidad lets it fly. No, dos, tres. And that will give the lead to Team James Stanley in the early goings, 5-4. Now they go downstairs to Thomas Chua, and you got a foul on the play. It's a foul against Dan Mercado. It will be two shots here for Thomas Chua. Chua short on the first free throw. 0 for 3 so far for Hobbyport in this one. Now 0 for 4 after a pair of misses there. Another steal completed here by Hobbyport. In transition, a miss for Gerald Montana. Second try. Won't go through for Alviola. It will go the way of Team James Stanley. Right now, Team James Stanley. Once again, a three. This time missed by Butch Trinidad. Mercado misses on the second try inside the paint. Hobbyport now on the attack. Right-handed finish, Gerald Montana. Making things happen in transition. That's another fast break finish there. TJ Stanley moves the ball around. They drop the ball at the base. And that's a miss from close range for Dan Mercado. He gets his own miss. Sends it to Kabihe from the right wing and takes and makes that jumper. And it's now 8-7. Still in the lead is Hobbyport. Rebound secured there by Dan Mercado. Butch Trinidad. Trinidad with the overstep. Kicks it out. Kabihe for three. That one left short. Now here comes Team James Stanley or should we say Hobby Port? That's a three missed by Lian Mercado. Here's the attack by Mercado. Sends it down low. Trinidad. Too strong. Off the window. Tanyag. Airballs that shot. Shot clock did not reset here. But a steal completed by Kabihe. Trinidad to Kabihe. And Kabihe with that transition layup gets it in for Team James Stanley. There's a pushing foul called against Team James Stanley. And we got a break in the action in the early goings of this one. We'll be back in a moment. Back in the action here inside the Father Francisco Paco Martinez Activity Center, also known as FMAC, inside LaSalle Green Hills in Mandaluyong City. At the free throw line, that is Lian Mercado. And that's 0 for 6 already from the free throw line for Hobby Port so far in this matchup. They're down by 3 at the moment, 9-6. They send the ball downstairs. James Legaspi with the score down low. Mercado going downhill and nifty find downstairs for Gerald Montana. 11-8 in favor of Team James Stanley. Kabihe misses that three. Long rebound by Angelo De La Cruz. De La Cruz throws it away to Kabihe. James Legaspi goes downhill. Gets a body. Long two. Won't go through. Rebound tipped towards Angelo De La Cruz. De La Cruz with a shovel pass. Great find to Gerald Montana. Attacks the lane and gets fouled. Substitution here for Hobbyport. Jello Fajardo entering the ball game for Lian Mercado. So could this be finally the first free throw made for Hobbyport? And yes, they do. 1 out of 7 from the 4.5-meter stripe. Montana goes 2 out of 2 from the line. Now Butch Trinidad enters the ball game for Team James Stanley, replacing Christian Kabihe. Dayakap surveying the floor. Sends it to the corner to Butch Trinidad for three. No siree. Rebound won by Hobbyport. Jello Fajardo now. Trapped at the backcourt. Got the ball tied up, and it will be a jump ball. And possession will go to Hobbyport. Montana to Quero. Overshoots the mark on that triple attempt. They push it forward to James Legaspi. It was snapped out of bounds by Hobbyport. Shot clock winding down here for Team James Stanley. And a shot from downstairs, and it's a miss. Now here comes the downhill attack. And a finish from Angelo De La Cruz. It's now a 1-point advantage for Hobbyport, 12-11, as we are down to the final 2 minutes and 49 of the first period. They go to Tuquero. Downstairs to Fajardo. Fakes. and misfires from point blank, and he will go to the line for 2 shots. First free throw rattles out here for Jello Fajardo. 2 for 9. Now it's 3 out of 10 from the free throw line this morning. Great drive to the basket by Legaspi and a foul called on the play. Be 2 shots for Team James Stanley. So you're down to the final 2 minutes and 18 of the opening period. First of two falls through for James Legaspi of Team James Stanley. Leading scorer this season, 22.5 points, together with 12 rebounds a game. 2 minutes and 10 remaining here in the opening period. De La Cruz misfires from downtown. That pass hits the backboard. Recovered by Trinidad. Trinidad hits it downstairs for Gaspar. A miss. Second try. Legaspi gets the offensive rebound, but the putback won't go through. Mercado slices through that defense like a hot knife through butter. Slaloms through like an Olympic skier and scores. 15 to 13, 2-point advantage here for Hobbyport. They send it to the corner, 3 on the way, too strong. Offensive rebound, Legaspi again missing that putback. And now Montana says, see you later. Hobbyport now extends their advantage to 4, 17 to 13. They're down to the final minute and 12 of the opening period. Legaspi misses on the 3 ball. Offensive rebound by Trinidad, and he got the basketball stripped away. They tried to go downstairs to Angelo de la Cruz, but that pass a little too hot to handle. Under a minute left here in the opening period. Later on in our second game of the day in the Free Agents Draft League, Team Joaquin Coach Jan versus Delaseng players only. The Yakap, eye in the sky, find there to Legaspi. Too deep down low. Struggles continue there from point blank. And it's a 3-on-2, and the finish right there for Gerald Montana. 30 seconds left here in the opening period. Trinidad rises for 3. Off the mark. Rebound. Won there by Jethro Silerio. Now the fast break attempt. There's a foul called. That'll be 2 shots for Gerald Montana of Hobbyport. Gerald Montana, the leading scorer for Hobbyport this season, 17.5 points to go along with 9.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and 2.5 steals a contest. Eighteen seconds remaining. Shot clock is off here for Team James Stanley. Trying to find an opening. They find it down low. Legaspi finally gets that short-range shot to go through. And that will be it for the first quarter of action. And it's a 2-point advantage here for Hobbyport over Team James Stanley, 21 to 19. We'll be right back in a moment to continue action in the 26 EcoOil One LaSalle Alumni Basketball League Free Agents Draft League. This EcoOil won the Salle Alumni Basketball League presented by Smart Sports is live on pusop.com. Your game, your community. It's 21 to 17. 4-point advantage here for Team James Stanley. Or should we say that was a hobby port rather, and they extend this further to 6 points after that jumper to open up the scoring here in the second period. Now hobby port trying to push their lead further, but stifled by that Team James Stanley defense. Misdirection there by Stanley Tarse, but could not get his defender to bite. Mercado, corner three, off target. The Yakap with the rebound. Now they go to James Legaspi. Legaspi inside the paint. One bounce and out. Angela de la Cruz slaloming through the defense, spins, puts up the shot and gets fouled. Early goings here in the second quarter of action. And by the way, Team James Stanley has not yet won a game this season. They are dead last here in the five-team free agents draft league, while Hobbyport holding on to second place, coming off that win versus coming off that loss against Delaseng players only last March 29, 60 to 72. Team James Stanley coming off that loss against Team Raf Jib 64 to 70. At the foul line, as I mentioned earlier, James Legaspi, the top scorer for Team James Stanley. Now with, I believe, 5 points in this one by my unofficial tally. There's a foul on that play with the basketball in Louis Tanyag's hand. So for Hobbyport, their free throw shooting at 7 out of 14. Make that 7 out of 15 after that air ball from Tanyag. Now 8 out of 16 goes back up to 50%. In the hands of John Kenneth Dayakap. They send it to the left corner. Christian Kabihe with the drive. Floater no good. Second try for James Legaspi. 25 to 22. It's down to a 3-point ball game. Leon Mercado with that miss from 3-point land. They push it forward to Kabihe. Kabihe to make it a 1-point ball game fails to do so. He will head to the line for 2 shots. Christian Kabihe, the second leading scorer this season for Team James Stanley, 12 points per game to go along with 5 rebounds a contest. 1.5 assists and 1.5 steals as he hits both. Angela de la Cruz buries that triple from straight away. Now Hobbyport in firm control of this one. 29 to 23. De la Cruz now at the front court. They send it downstairs. Louis Tanyag relocates and fires from just outside the paint. 31 to 23 now. Here comes the drive to the basket. Here's the attack. What a play for Angelo de la Cruz in transition, taking it and making it. 33 to 23. It's now a 10-point advantage here as Thomas Chua nearly gets the rebound. It's off of the hands of Christian Kabihe. Mercado trying to join the party. Bang! Bang! Boom! And that 3-point shot makes this a Baker's dozen 13-point lead, 36 to 23. Don't go anywhere. We got more action from the Free Agents Draft League of your 26 EcoOil One LaSalle Alumni Basketball League, presented by Smart Sports. Action resumes here inside the Father Paco Martinez Activity Center, LaSalle Green Hills, Mandaluyong City, as Richmond Legaspi, or should we say that was James Legaspi rather, with that baseline J, to at least stop the bleeding. Mercado tries to go back to back from deep, but misses from downtown. Fresh shot lock here for Hobbyport. And that's a foul on that poor closeout coming from Dan Mercado. Two shots on the way for Angelo de la Cruz. So it's now 26. That's a three-pointer credited earlier to James Legaspi, as we are down to the last 5 minutes and change. Defensive rebound won by Jethro Silerio. They go downstairs to Stanley Tarse. Trinidad. Extra pass. Three-pointer on the way. Off the window for Jethro Silerio. And that will definitely wake them up here in this beautiful Sunday morning in the middle of this hot, hot summer. Thomas Chua downstairs got caught shuffling his feet like a deck of cards and coughs up that basketball. We got another break in action. This time, I believe it's Hobbyport that will call this timeout, as time is down to 5 minutes and 35 here in the second quarter. We're back in action as we are down to the final 5.5 of the second quarter. Closer to intermission now. Here it is, One LaSalle Alumni Basketball League Free Agents Draft League matchup between Team James Stanley and Hobbyport. Another three on the way. Dan Mercado with a miss. Now Hobbyport on the attack. They go downstairs to Gerald Montana. Montana spins and scores from downstairs. So 38 to 29. Back to a 9-point lead here for Hobbyport. Earlier at the high of 13. James Legaspi missing from three-point land. Nice find downstairs. J-Rock Almonina misses from point blank. That was a nifty pass though from Gerald Montana. Tanyag for three. Off the mark. James Legaspi with the rebound. Team James Stanley now pushing the pace. Jumper no good for Dan Mercado. Joey Tanyag. Now to Montana. Montana goes downstairs. Fajardo overshoots the mark. Scramble for the loose ball. Won here by Team James Stanley as they now go to their front court. Legaspi against Montana. Again. Too deep underneath the basket. Louis Tanyag fades, fires. Short. Great stop by Team James Stanley. Now they push the pace. They go to Tarse. Tarse with a three. No go. Rebound by Louis Tanyag. Gerald Montan. There's a foul on the play before he could even drive to the basket. Christian Kabihe returns for James Legaspi. But Team James Stanley playing a little bit of small ball here. Shot clock down to 12 now for Team James for Hobbyport. Tanyag misses from a close range. They get a fresh 14 seconds back. Second lease on life here. Fajardo gives it up to Clarence Tuquero. And Tuquero draws closer. Gets some contact as well. Two on the line here for Clarence Tuquero. First of two offline. These are Tuquero's first two free throws of the season, and he is now 50% after that split from the line. 39-29, 10-point advantage. Now down to 7 as Christian Kabihe pulls up from deep. Long rebound won here by Hobbyport. Jello Fajardo defeated Tanyag, and he gets rejected. Shot clock down to 14 here. They go to Montana downstairs. Great English on that shot, though he was deep underneath the basket. We're down to the final 2 minutes and 10 of the second period. Trinidad pulls up from deep, rattles out. Rebound won by Hobbyport. Almonina is passed to Montana a little too long. Great save to Louis Tanyag. Tanyag sleeker through the basket. Misses from point blank. Tanyag wins the loose ball battle. Tanyag lost the ball on the way up top. Shot clock winding down to 5. 4. The jumper off the glass, but Montana hits the side of the backboard instead. Butch Trinidad heading the 3-on-1. And the finish with the right hand for Miguel Gaspar. Check that. That was Dan Mercado, rather. Stanley Tarse with a rebound. Gives it up to Kabihe. Kabihe floats it up. No dice, but gets the second lease on life and scores down low. We're down to the last minute and change of the second. We send it over to Jello Fajardo. The give and go with J-Rock Almonina and overshoots the mark on that layup. And a holding foul called against Louis Tanyag. And we got another quick timeout on the floor as we are down to the final 56.9 seconds of the second quarter. We got more action from the 26 EcoOil Wanda Salle Alumni Basketball League presented by Smart Sports when we return. Kabihe missing that shot from downstairs earlier. They go to Kabia off that inbound. Again to no avail. Rebound, Gerald Montana. They feed it to the other side. Louis Tanyag dribbles it off his foot. 33.9 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Now they send it to D. Elbow three. No siree. Louis Tanyag. Montana. They feed it downstairs and that shot rattles in. Shot clock is off. It's now 43 to 36. Mercado barging through the lane. Can't make it from downstairs. 2 seconds left. Last shot time. Montana. And that one missed. That could have been big. And it's 43 to 36 in favor of Team James Stanley over Hobbyport at the end of two quarters. Intermission is upon us. Don't go away. We got more action from the 26 EcoOil One Salle Alumni Basketball League presented by Smart Sports when we return. The 26 EcoOil Wonderful Alumni Basketball League presented by Smart Sports will have its Grand Championship Fellowship and Celebration Day on June 28, 2026 from 9 a.m. onwards at the St. Benil Gymnasium inside LaSalle Green Hills. Food, fun, and a whole lot of hoops action with championships to be decided and awarded on that day. Concessionaires and sponsors are welcome to contact the One LaSalle Alumni Basketball League for more information on how to take part in this spectacle. Second half of action now underway here in the Father Paco Martinez Activity Center in LaSalle Green Hills, Mandaluyong City. At the halftime break, Hobbyport leading Team James Stanley 43 to 36. 7-point advantage for the green shirts. This Diago Del Paz bringing you the action from courtside. And action here in the 26 Equal One LaSalle Alumni Basketball League presented by Smart Sports. It's co-presented by Puso Pilipinas. And also brought to you by Field Grade System, Frankie's New York Buffalo Wings, Jerry's Grill, Titan, Blue Fire LPG, and Star Margarine. Organized by Kings of the Court and Sports Plus PH in partnership with the LaSalle Green Hills Alumni Association. So a quick look at the numbers, by the way, from the first two quarters of action. Hobbyport shooting 39% from the field, while Team James Stanley with only 28% shooting from the field, while Team James Stanley knocking down 4 3-pointers to keep themselves in check of Hobbyport, which only shot 2 out of 9 from 3-point range. Rebounding battle barely won by Hobbyport 34 to 30, while Hobbyport was able to score more points in the paint 22 to 18. And fast break points 14 to 5 also in favor of Hobbyport. Leading scorers for Hobbyport, that's Montana with 22, De La Cruz with 9, and Tanyag with 7. For Team James Stanley, Cabihe with 14. Legaspi quietly racking up 12 points. And Butch Trinidad with 3 points. So the scoring dominated by both Kabihe and Legaspi.
Yung sa YouTube, mas malakas yung commercial.
Alviola
Mas malakas.
jumper is missed there, and now that's Mercado trying to attack in transition.
Oo nga, boss. Kung sa
Lautayakap about to trigger this inbound. Right away, coming up next, still in the free agents draft league. That's Team Joaquin, Coach Jan versus Delaseng players only. The lone undefeated team in the draft league so far this season.
siyang siya parang nagse-cellphone pa.
Baseline J, a miss for Miguel Gaspar. And now Rafael Alviola feeds De La Cruz, overshoots the mark. Second try won't go through for Lian Mercado. Another try, and finally it goes through for Tanyag, rather. So that was a 3-on-2 attack for Hobbyport earlier. Baseline J is good for James Legaspi. So quick answers right back. It's now 47-40. Tanyag misses that jumper. James Legaspi pushing it forward to Dayakap. And Thomas Shua with a rejection. Second try won't go through for Butch Trinidad. Here's a third lease on life, and Trinidad lets it fly off to the left. Offensive board put back, but not completed by James Legaspi. Louis Tanyag pushing pace. Tanyag heading the 4-on-2, drops it off for De La Cruz for that easy cruising layup. We're down to the final 5:47 of the third. Another timeout called here by Team James Stanley. Don't go away. We got more action shortly. Nearly 5 minutes in to the third quarter, and it's this match is still in Hobbyport's control as they hold a 9-point advantage, 49-40. Tanyag misses that J. Ball will go Team James Stanley's way. Dan Mercado trapped, kicks it out to Kabihe and buries that triple to give Team James Stanley a fighting chance at the moment. It's now 49-43, down to a 6-point ball game. De La Cruz attacks right, gives it up to Tanyag. Tanyag inside the paint, lefty J trickles in. It's now 51-43. Kabihe floats it up, no avail. Second lease on life created here by Legaspi. Legaspi misses that three. Long rebound won by Lian Mercado. Now Hobbyport trying to make things happen here. They go to Alviola. Now Tanyag. Nice find downstairs. And Thomas Chua patiently waits his turn and makes that shot from downstairs. Mercado was able to sneak through that Thomas Chua defense to put it in inside the paint. 53-45. 5 minutes, 3 minutes and 47 left here in the third period. Tanyag sends it out to Mercado for three. Yes, sirree! It's now an 11-point lead, 54-43. in favor of a hobby port. 4-on-4 attack there, but a miss from downstairs for Angelo de la Cruz. Tarse drops it off for Kabihe. Kabihe gets fouled, and he will head to the line for two more shots. Now Kabihe trying to cut into this deficit. First free throw straight off the rim. Kabihe now with 17 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal. 1 out of 3 from the line. Now 2 out of 4. Shot clock winding down here. Great attack from Jello Fajardo. And a miss. Great recovery from Dan Mercado. They send it downstairs to Stanley Tarse for that layup. Time down to 2 minutes and 42 here in the third quarter. Tanyag fakes a shot. Tries to drive closer. Holding foul called against Miguel Gaspar. Hobbyport trying to attack there. Gerald Montana had the ball stripped away. Stanley Tarse gets rejected by Jello Fajardo. Send that weak stuff out of here. Kabihe with a baseline inbound. Kicks it out to Tarse. Long two. Too strong. Reverse layup missed by James Legaspi 2 times. Downstairs. Team James Stanley asking for a foul, but play continues. Hobbyport, though, empty on that last possession. Minute and 50 left here in the third quarter. They go to Kabihe. Rises for three. Got it. It's now 56 to 51. Leon Mercado rises for three. Off the mark. Rebound won by Miguel Gaspar. James Legaspi. Dave D. Extra pass. And Christian Kabihe. Now with 21 points this morning. 3 out of 8 from the 3-point line. We're down to the final minute exactly of the third quarter of play. Team James Stanley trying to close the gap here as time is winding down here in the third quarter. Floater up and no good for James Legaspi. One and done possession for Team James Stanley. But a counter steal completed by Stanley Tarse. He throws it away to Jello Fajardo. Tanyag, eye in the sky find. Downstairs, Gerald Montana blows that layup. Here, time down to 30 seconds left. Legaspi, there's a foul on that play. That'll be 2 shots for Team James Stanley. First of two missed by Legaspi. Legaspi makes 1 out of 2 from the line. Team James Stanley shooting 6 out of 8, 6 out of 9 from the free throw line. 17 seconds remaining. There's a whistle on the play. Mercado at the free throw line. Mercado misses the front end of two. Now we're down to the last 12 seconds. Legaspi, cross-court pass to Kabihe for three. Short. 5 seconds left. And a great recovery here by Team James Stanley. They go to Dave D. And the ball will stay here with Team James Stanley with only 1.4 seconds remaining on the clock. They send it to the corner. Kabihe for three and overshoots the mark. At the end of three quarters, it's 58. It's 56 to 55. It's a 1 point advantage for Hobbyport over Team James Stanley. We'll be back in a moment for the fourth quarter of action. We're down to the final 10 minutes of action here inside the Father Francisco Paco Martinez Activity Center inside Salle Green Hills in the beautiful city of Mandaluyong. As Team James Stanley takes the lead here, 57 to 56 against Hobbyport. It was a long climb to get here from 13 points down earlier. This Diego Del Paz bringing you the action from courtside. Now Team James Stanley trying to extend their newfound lead. Dayakap to Mercado. Mercado thought about the three. Well defended here by Angelo de la Cruz. And a miss on that drive by Team James Stanley. And in transition, that's Angelo de la Cruz scoring. And there's a foul on the play. That'll be two from the free throw line here for Angelo de la Cruz. De la Cruz rattles in that first free throw. Hobbyport shooting 12 out of 25 from the 4.5-meter stripe. De la Cruz 1 out of 2. Rebound secured by John Dayakap. Butch Trinidad. Now back to Dayakap. Dayakap sends it back to Trinidad. They go to the corner. Mercado 3. Hits the side of the backboard. De la Cruz pushes the pace, crossing the timeline. They send it out to Louis Tanyag. Great recovery here for Hobbyport. They go to De La Cruz downstairs. Uses the window. The bank is open on a Sunday for Hobbyport. Dayakap surveying the floor here for Team James Stanley. They send it to Trinidad. Elbow three. Yes, sirree. And it's now 60 to 55 in favor of Team James Stanley. 60 to 59 rather. It's a 1 point advantage here for Team James Stanley. And Chua gets that friendly roll. Lead goes back to Hobbyport 61 to 60. What an exciting way to open up our 9-game slate in today's EcoOil Juan Lasal Alumni Basketball League action presented by Smart Sports and live right now on pusop.com. Your game, your community. Louis Tanyag gets the rebound off that Team James Stanley miss. That will stay with Hobbyport with 19 seconds on their shot clock. Baseline inbound here for Hobbyport. They send it out to Montana. Montana to Thomas Chua. Chua barging through the lane just outside that restricted semicircle. Makes it down low. 7 minutes and 7 remaining here in the fourth and final quarter. The Yakap. Tarse. Long two. Won't go through. And the rebound goes to Hobbyport's favor. Here's a drive. There's the jumper missed by Gerald Montana. Second lease on life here. Leon Mercado. Corner three. Yes. It's now 66-60 in favor of Hobbyport as they regain control of this one. And we are down to the final 6 minutes and 20 of this opening matchup here in your Free Agents Draft League. And then later on, we will have 7 games in the 39 and below recreational division as we open the second window of the elimination round. Butch Trinidad makes that second free throw. 6 minutes and 20 left here in the ball game. And it's down to a 5-point lead here for Hobbyport. Mercado rises, but that shot way off to the left. James Legaspi going downhill. James Legaspi couldn't get it to drop. Louis Tanyag. Rack attack. Left-handed finish. Too strong. Chua downstairs. Gets the hoop. The harm. The three-point play the hard way. That's Thomas Chua. Extending this lead 68-61. Chua couldn't get the bonus to drop. 5:45 left in the match. Now in the hands here of Team James Stanley. Oh, and the steal completed here by Gerald Montana. And Montana says, see you later. Five minutes and 27 remaining here in the fourth and final quarter. Legaspi going downhill. Right-handed finish is good. 70-64 is our tally. De La Cruz sends it out and gets the ball back. De La Cruz makes a move. Straightaway floater. Rattles out. Rebound won by Montana. Montana misses from downstairs. They try to go to Chua. Chua, pound dribble. Shot up. No good. Two from the line here for Hobbyport. Now Thomas Chua heading to the line once more for Hobbyport. Chua misses that front end of the two free throws. Hobbyport now 12 out of 28 from the line. Under 44% shooting. And Chua misses both. 6-point advantage here for Hobbyport against Team James Stanley as they weather that storm. Legaspi offensive rebound and putback combo. And it's down to a 4-point ball game once more. Lian Mercado sends it to De La Cruz. Now they go to Tanyag. Fires that jumper and in. 72 to 66. And it's that 4 point barrier that Team James Stanley could not break through. Kabihe misses that corner three. Rebound Thomas Chua. They send it forward to Tanyag. Tanyag gives it up. Montana gets fed after rim running. It's now 74 to 66. This lead starting to get out of hand as Kabihe misses another point blank shot. Montana settling the troops here. They go downstairs. Tanyag, jumper from the right wing, makes this a 10-point ball game. 76 to 66. So we are down to the final 3 minutes and 27 of this one. And we'll be right back after a moment. Coming off that timeout by Team James Stanley, and Dan Mercado dives to the basket for the score. It's now 76 to 68. 8-point ball game. And we are down to the last 3:04 of the match. Gerald Montana gets fouled on the way to the cup. Montana, first of two down. Montana makes one out of two. Kabihe wildly misses that jumper, but the great recovery and the putback here by James Legaspi as we are down to the midnight hours of this battle. The question is, does Team James Stanley have one more run left in them? One dribble, the fake, the shot from deep, no good. Great recovery here by Hobby Point. They feed the ball downstairs for Thomas Chua, making this a 9-point advantage, 79 to 70. Montana in transition, the miss. De La Cruz gets the offensive rebound, but they throw it away for Stanley Tarse. Stop and pop jumper off the window is good for Dan Mercado. And that would keep Team James Stanley in check of this one. 79 to 72 is our tally with a minute and 54 remaining here in the fourth quarter. We're down to the last minute and 42 of this one here inside LaSalle Green Hills in Mandaluyong City. De La Cruz misses that floater, and now, oh, that's a costly turnover right there. from Dan Mercado as he tried to go for that hook pass to Butch Trinidad, who was already forward. Probably in that situation, he could have probably floated up that pass instead. 17 on the shot clock, and the ball will stay here with Hobbyport as we're down to the final minute and 21. Mercado. Oh, that's a backcourt violation called against Louis Tanyag. Costly error here for Hobbyport as their lead down to 7. Christian Cabihe, three-pointer off the mark. Offensive rebound and put back good for Dan Mercado. Under a minute left. Oh, and there's a foul called against Dan Mercado as he collided with Angelo de la Cruz, who was trying to receive that pass. De la Cruz at the 4.5-meter line once more. It's Angelo de la Cruz missing the front end of 2. 79 to 74. Make that 80 to 74. 6-point advantage here. And that shot from the corner missed by Christian Royce Cabihe. But referees say it's a 3-point shooting foul. Cabihe today now 2 out of 5 from the free throw line. He could redeem himself with these 2 free throws. 3 out of 6. Two, 4 out of 7 from the line to make this a 4-point ball game, 80 to 76. Oh, and that's another costly error there for Gerald Montana. 42.5 seconds remaining, and Team James Stanley still in this one. Here's a drive to the hole. And what a floater for James Legaspi. It's down to a 2-point ball game. Can Hobbyport hold on? Tanyag slaloms through the defense. Tanyag inside the paint, short. And it's off the hands of a Team James Stanley player. 27 seconds left. 15 seconds on the shot clock here for Hobbyport. And we will have a timeout on the floor. We'll be right back with more action here in the 26th EcoOil One Salle Alumni Basketball League presented by Smart Sports. Ten seconds on the shot clock here for Hobbyport. De La Cruz, the floater off glass, no good. And the rebound by Team James Stanley. 12 seconds left. They could tie or win this one with a 3. Legaspi driving through and throws the ball away. Hobbyport 5.9 seconds remaining. They will get that basketball. Chua gives it to Tanyag, who gets fouled. And that will be two shots right here for Hobbyport. Tanyag at the free throw line. Needs to make both to seal the deal. Makes the first. This will be enough for at least for Team James Stanley to potentially tie. 2 for 2, and that one might just do it. 3 on the way. Trinidad makes it. 1.7 left. 82-81. They go to Tanyag, and there's a foul as time expired. Right now, that's Louis Tanyag, possibly to close this one out. But looks like they're going to put back some time on the clock. Tanyag, the first free throw is an air ball. Right now, they're talking about how many seconds remaining on the clock here. Because for sure it's less than a second. And with Louis Tanyag airballing his first free throw, this might open the door here for Team James Stanley.
Hey.
So there will be one more free throw. It will be less than a second on the clock here for Team James Stanley to potentially heave up a miracle. Tanyag, second free throw is another air ball. Oh, wow! Any kind of basket for Team James Stanley will win it for them. Let's see how they will materialize this possession. Regaspi holds onto it, and it's over. They bobbled that last possession, and Hobbyport escapes by the skin of their teeth. 82-81 for the victory. Coming up next, here in your EcoOil One Salle Alumni Basketball League, Free Agents Draft League, Team Joaquin, Coach Jan versus De La Seng players only. And of course, a quick look at our best performer here for Hobbyport, none other than Gerald Nino Montaña with 27 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals in 26 minutes of play. We'll be right back with more action from the 26 EcoOil One LaSalle Alumni Basketball League presented by Smart Sports with our second game of the day.